If you haven't considered doing a Roth conversion this year, you absolutely should do so. I've got 3 little known facts about the Roth conversion you need to know about before you do this strategy. I've got that and more coming up. My name's Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. All right, when you're in a low tax bracket today, when you think you'll be in a higher tax bracket tomorrow, when you're young, when the investments are down. These are all examples. These are all times, circumstances when you should consider doing a Roth conversion, okay? It might not make sense in all scenarios, but you've got to at least consider it during those situations working with your certified financial planner. The Roth conversion, how that works, just to level the playing field, is you've got your pre-tax 401k or IRA dollars. So money that you've saved up into a retirement account and you've gotten a tax deduction on your contribution, okay? And then you move a chunk of money, either all of it or a portion of that money that's currently pre-tax, you move it directly from that IRA or pre-tax account directly to a Roth IRA, Roth 401k. In doing so, money left that pre-tax account, so it's taxable. That amount, the amount that you converted, the amount that you moved from your pre-tax account to your Roth, lands on your tax return. You got to pay tax on it, okay? But now it's in a Roth IRA, Roth 401k, and from that moment forward, the investment, that account grows, tax deferred, and as long as you've held that account for 5 years, or had a Roth IRA for 5 years, and waited 5 years on your Roth conversion, and you're 59.5, that growth comes out tax-free. So it's a way of saying, yeah, I'll pay a little tax right now to get that money in an account that will grow tax-free forever, okay? So when you're young, when you're in a low tax bracket right now, when you think you're in a high tax bracket in the future, or after the stock market's dropped and will rebound hopefully in the future, those are all times to consider doing this Roth conversion. Lots of people should be considering a Roth conversion this year. So that's in essence how it works. But there's a lot of traps with this. So you've got to work with your certified financial planner to really, measure twice and make sure you're doing everything that you are aware of everything that you should be before you execute the Roth conversion. 3 lesser known facts. You might know some of these, you might know all of them, I don't know, but 3 lesser known facts about the Roth conversion. Number 1, if you're still wanting to contribute to a Roth IRA as well, which I hope so, I mean, the name of the game with the Roth conversion is let's get as much money growing tax-free as possible, okay? And in doing so, I'm gonna take some pre-tax money and move it into my Roth. Great, okay? If you're also contributing money out of your out of your pocket, you're writing a check to fund a Roth IRA each year, there's an income limit. You can only fund your Roth IRA if your adjusted gross income is below a certain amount. And let's say, for married filing jointly, that's about $200,000. Okay, half that if you're single, just about. I'm approximating. But when you do a Roth conversion, I told you the money that you convert is taxable income. Here's a little known trick. The amount of money that you add as a conversion doesn't alone make you ineligible to contribute to a Roth IRA. So imagine this, your income, your adjusted gross income, all sources together is about $175,000 if that's you. And you decide, working with your certified financial planner, we should do a Roth conversion of 50 grand right now. And doing so then, that means now your adjusted gross income is above that $200,000 threshold. Therefore, you shouldn't be able to contribute to a Roth IRA, right? No. Because without that Roth conversion, your adjusted gross income would be below the limits. You can still contribute to a Roth IRA and do a Roth conversion. Second little known fact, and I sure hope a lot of you know this, but be careful. Be careful with tax withholdings when you're doing a Roth conversion, okay? When you're under age 59 and a half, that means any dollars that you withheld for taxes left your IRA but didn't show up in your Roth IRA. That means it's taxable and penalized. So if you did a Roth conversion of 10 grand and withheld 2,000 for taxes, that means 10,000 came out of your IRA, 8,000 landed in your in your Roth and $2,000 went to the IRS, that $2,000 is going to have an early withdrawal tax penalty on it because you took it out of your IRA and it didn't land in your Roth. And if you think, well, that's not fair, well, think of that logically. You could withhold as much as you wanted. So if you, in the name of doing a Roth conversion, I'm going to do a Roth conversion of 10 grand, I'm going to withhold 90%. And therefore, only 1,000 shows up in my Roth, but I get this huge refund. And it was just this way I circumvented the rules to just get a bunch of cash out of my IRA penalty free. No. That's why if you do a Roth conversion and withhold it, those withheld dollars, they're going to have an early withdrawal penalty if you're not yet age 59 and a half. So that's the half of it. The other half is, even if you're over age 59 and a half, be careful with your withholdings. Why? Because the name of the game of doing a Roth conversion is get as much money in that Roth growing tax-free as possible. And sure, you can withhold the taxes by doing it. However, I would want as much money to land in that Roth IRA as possible. So ideally, when you do that Roth conversion, you've got other cash, other resources that can cover the tax, the tax that will be caused from doing the Roth conversion. All right, and then the third lesser known fact about Roth conversions is you cannot convert, you cannot do a Roth conversion of your required minimum distribution. So the idea that, well, wait a second, I don't want to pay more tax than I should right now, okay? I want to save up pre-tax. I'm not doing the Roth conversion. You know, out there in the future, if I don't need this money, then I'll start converting it. I'll be in a lower tax bracket. I won't be working. I'll convert at that time. Well, if you wait until your required minimum distribution, you can't take your required minimum distribution and convert that into a Roth. You can't. They force you to take that required minimum distribution out. You can reinvest it in a joint account, individual account, or in your bank account. You can't reinvest it in your Roth unless you're working. I've done some videos on that where you can contribute then. But you can't do a Roth conversion of your required minimum distribution. Now, if your required minimum distribution is 10 grand and you want to convert money above and beyond that, great, go ahead and do so. But that 10 grand of your required minimum distribution cannot in and of itself be a Roth conversion. There's a lot of little facts, little issues you need to be aware of with the Roth conversion. Those are three. I hope you already knew them. If you didn't, hopefully you got a takeaway. But the big idea is you've got to evaluate really each year whether you should do whether you should be contributing pre-tax or Roth, and whether you should do a Roth conversion. It's truly a year-by-year decision, and what might be the answer in the spring might be a different answer in the fall. If you lost job, if you got a promotion, if if the stock market crashed, something like that. So work with your certified financial planner. They're going to be aware of all of these issues that you need to be aware of and help you with this proactive tax planning strategy. So work with your CFP on that. Make sure that CFP is collaborating, working with your CPA and doing tax planning with you. If they're not, make sure you contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with a K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.